Hi there, welcome to Carcassonne with Utze. It's the CCL Q3, aka the Shark Tank. Last week we saw 71st losing versus Kithara, and idinidad, after leading 1-0, lost versus MTU. So both played against very strong competitors, quite likely, well, the biggest two favorites in this qualification. And therefore, these two now find themselves in the lower round. So it's a do or die match already in week 2 for these two. Whoever loses is out of contention. Whoever wins will meet Big Nacho 610 in lower round 2. And let me quickly use the full screen here. If they wanna still have a chance to reach the CCL, they'd have to win not 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 best of 3 matches in a row. No, 6. So that's arguably a very tough task for either one, and it starts today. I'm definitely interested who will be the winner. I'd slightly favor 71st just because I think they are consistently on a better level than idinidad so far. Idinidad is a rather new player as far as I know, at least. Hi Helge, and congratulations on your win today. And here we go. First game started. Left, right. Who cares? Take the city. I think everything should be set up. Chat is working nice. Hi Juan. And viewers are flocking in. So first block, this orientation, it doesn't really matter. If I'd use the road on the left hand, I'd rather put the field side to the right, because I quite likely won't use this road and could use other pieces, for example, a cow, just to exert pressure on the square. But overall, it's more philosophy than hard facts. Meanwhile, both scored 4 points, one with the road, one with the city. And now it's idinidad's turn, and the question is, do you go for this here, which, well, in a case where there are still 9 city caps left to close this one, I wouldn't. I'd rather just continue the city on the left side, even though that this gives back an attacking platform against this possibly shared city. The reason is that if yellow were to attack here, you'd get a blocking platform against their road. Therefore, it's rather unlikely. So, contrary to what I've said, well, yellow gets the one's road end they can't use, or one of the road ends they can't use on their road. Take the 2 points, try to block this square here, or obstruct, restrict, whatever you want to call it. But they aren't successful. Red. Blue draws first blood here with their 8-point city. Still expands yellow's field here, which looks very promising with all these open sides. Even extension to the top is possible, and therefore this trade by idinidad is just Great, it limits the field. It also takes away this option to attack the shared city up top. So fine use of in this position rather useless trade. Again, do you go for the attack like this, giving up a counter-attacking spot, or would you just add this? Oh, that's the wrong one. I was too slow, maybe here or here to start a new city on your field. And yellow takes the rather safe approach by attacking this city. If they hadn't done this, the worst outcome would have been blue drawing a Dorito to take away this attacking spot and threatening to close this city with 2 more pieces. So a Dorito and a city cap. Therefore, rather safe than sorry for yellow in this case. Nice monastery spot. 5-point road in the making. Looks all fine and dandy for yellow here. But hard points are in blue's favor. And the 9-point field quite likely won't survive until the end without blue farmers. Therefore, for now, I'd say blue might have the slightly upper hand here, although this attack by yellow sure is nice. I guess they now close the city at the bottom. They don't. I quite likely would have, just to secure the city once I connect with both meeples. By not going over here, this one, they allowed blue to counter-attack, and one splitter is already gone. City cap to the right. Which city cap? The vanilla or the, quite likely the dagger, right? So like this, trying to block or kill this square, and 2 meeples of blue. I think that is what Helge meant by this message here. Both, in fact. Okay, so you wouldn't attack with this one? Rather like this here? I don't know. I think that's risky business. So many Doritos still in there. I mean, at this point in time, I think there was still the third Dorito in the deck plus the splitter, so 4 to threaten closing this one up here, and then you'd only need the 1 cap. Hi, Joao. Damn it. I wanted to look up the pronunciation, and I forgot. I forgot so many things yesterday. Too much Carcassonne it is. This year is especially iffy because the quadruple city is already gone, and therefore blue threatens the kill with any Dorito or big city tile, and with this regular monastery, yellow can't do anything about it. But blue doesn't get a tile to execute the kill. Compensation are these 6 points minus 3 to yellow's farmer. Yellow indirectly restricts, directly restricts the blocking square. So at least cows, regular Doritos, and the splitter don't work here anymore to block this. So Effectively, blue has the one remaining road Dorito, a horse left to kill this square here, while yellow had 4 pieces to close the city, and they just drew successfully. Now we'll see blue's first farmer hoping to draw a monastery to unite their small field with yellow's bigger field with tempo by, of course, meepling the monastery here. Yellow takes a secondary field on the right side, which is definitely nice. Leaving the cap here, blue takes it away, net 1 point move, but it's still better than risking your opponent drawing a cap for 7. Johnny, nah. If someone's called Joao, no, Johnny, no, no way. I'd rather break my tongue. Interesting way of using this splitter here. Threatening this square, of course, with any curve. Oh, come on, let's take a curve here with any curve or city piece from the left side like this Dorito. This is, of course, dead because even with the curve, both road monasteries are gone. But this here took the secondary route for blue's connection options away, and also with this created a nice big threat of closing this small city and attacking the field again with tempo. Yeah, I'm with Otto high, by the way, and so Joao is Portuguese for John. Well, folks from abroad or folks from your country? That would be my question here, because that's always different. Blue successfully attacked yellow's secondary field, while yellow added a third farmer for this main field, which is already at 18 points. Yellow is at plus 12. Losing these 3 points would be plus 9, and I think that's definitely the route blue has to go for. Connecting this farmer, killing this here, both would be okay now. I think I would go for the kill now. I don't think the route is attacking the field somehow and trying to tie it again against 3 farmers with only 2 meeples in hand. That is pretty risky. So maybe outrunning might work, maybe taking over this field on the right side could work. $21.0. Oh yeah, I missed this here. Otto is right, of course. This is the 7th city. I mean, this is an attack that is maybe roughly 50-50. Any curve blocks this immediately, and there are only 2 direct connections available with the 2 monasteries. There are other options to connect here, for example, with two curves. But again, I'm not sure that's a better chance to win, although it is more or less a hydra. You have this option and you have the backdoor play of attacking the right field. In this case, how about this one here? Threatening the connection here, which would take these 9 points away from yellow, plus adding a 7-point monastery. And yellow can't really defend except with a curvy or crossroad. The blue gets a crossroad. They could protect this attacking option or this one. Uh, 13 points down. So monastery for blue with 17 points might not be enough. Taking away the 3 points from yellow's farmer on the left would be... Ooh, now it gets interesting. So yellow takes this monastery, letting blue into their field. Now they connect on the left side, and now chances are reversed here with this monastery. If yellow gets this, they could unite all the fields, and on all fields together they'd have a 4-3 farmer majority. So we'll see. Blue's clearest option to win now is just outscoring from now on. Yellow won't get a meeple back, but blue definitely needs to draw the regular monastery or find a way to attack the field again, which could be done, for example, like this. Is it blue? Yeah. And then connecting here with this unblockable, and even it's not unblockable. The monastery could block it, but yeah, I guess they might need to threaten that just to prevent this connection. Blue kills this, takes 5 points. Now they only need to get their hands on the monastery to win this game. And if not, they still have the extender splitter field attack if yellow connects up top here. Yeah, even better than 50% because of this option here. But one splitter is gone. There's the monastery. And now if yellow connects, there would be a 1 in 6 shot, which is drawing the extender and then the splitter. But blue doesn't hit it. And therefore, to me, it looks like they've just lost this game because I don't see any connection. Not with these pieces left in the deck. Yep. Sadly, looks like it. Would have been nice to get the extender, Would have been interesting if they would have found their 50-50 shot, but sadly we hit, or they hit, another permutation. Yeah, scoring just 1 point plus, I don't know, 3 in the end somewhere, or even 4. Was a shielded extender. But it doesn't matter. We'll get another game. Yellow will just score 1 point for the monastery. Or dump it somewhere if they know about the score or roughly know the score. Well, interesting game, especially the field play. And this here sure was nice. The double threat off, connecting both, and I'm still not sure whether Yellow's decision to take the monastery spot was the right one. I'd have to check back actually. And I guess these two won't take a longer break, and therefore I'd rather hop to the second game and cover this from the get-go. Where is it? Still at the old game, it looks like. Blue could have made an unblockable field connection on the bottom left with the tube divider instead of taking 1 point. Yeah, the 1 point looked wonky. Okay, looks like these two finally have started, and then please remind me to take a look at the end game of the first one once the match is done. At least the starting player advantage this time is distributed fairly. After idinidad started the first one, now it's 71st turn. And it looks like there are some connection problems here. Yeah, if there was still a chance to create a connection there, or create at least a chance to create a connection, then taking 1 point definitely wasn't the best move, and a big mistake. There you're right, Otto. A minute is gone, and at least he's writing. So looks like he's there with the rather fast play. I hope the wasted 90 seconds won't matter in the end. So second monastery, I mean, two options: exerting pressure on Yellow City or going here and hoping in an ideal world to draw the road monastery, else the straight would be fine as well. And if everything goes south and this year would have gotten killed, well, at least you would win a mini battle with 2 versus 1 meeples and quite likely plus 11, 12, 13 points or something, because these monasteries could have scored or could score 16 points versus 3 of the road. I mean, at this point in time, the direct protection may be like this, but rather like this, because if you put the cap up top, you have to meeple it, and when you close it, you risk your city from the top again. Therefore, bottom it is. Likewise, totally annoying for yellow. They'd rather would have gotten a straight, but they have to protect this city, of course. The problem for blue here is if the cow hits early, they can't do a lot against this city. If they go for the attack, maybe indirectly, oh, that's the wrong color, maybe indirectly to take this one later, they'd be the side who needs this cow, and therefore I think it would be a way better to just go for a new city and try to create problems for these 2 squares. And if that doesn't work, maybe take this city later like this. The city part, I should say. And quite definitely, they need to prevent blue from closing it like that to wait for the cow. I mean, getting a cow definitely isn't guaranteed here, but it's quite likely. Blue will take the 3 points here, adding 1 to the road and the monastery each. Yellow threatens this square. Blue can't defend, closes their city. And will this square be killed? It will be killed immediately. 1 meeple down for 4 points. That's not enough. But overall, blue still is ahead due to their 2 monasteries and the 8-point city on the left side. The biggest threat is still this city, yeah. Monastery over here, maybe. Yeah. You could also go for an obstruction here to limit this square to a starting tile, but blue doesn't need it up top anymore, so that's not great. It's definitely trying to be more effective than just adding 1 monastery on the left side, but with still 3 monasteries to go, I think being able to stack them might be good value, or might be good value as well. If they hit a straight and a curve, this works out fine, but the problem with this configuration are draws like this when your monastery then is limited to the last remaining right-handed dagger. And if you add a road right of your monastery to protect against these, then the square might get limited to the dagger again. So it sure looks nice, but still I think I would have gone for the left option. Yeah, it looks sweet, but the upside is great. I mean, if you connect this, then take this field, extend the farm, although it would only catch the one city if this even gets closed. But if not, it could turn out very problematically. And here we go. Nope, I think that's a mistake. I mean, go here. Yes, it's a 50-50, and in hindsight, it's wise not to have tried anything there, but hindsight, come on. 50-50, but the chance for yellow to draw it immediately was below 3%, so you can't go for this here. So blue instead used this option to threaten this square. I'm not sure that's necessary right now. I mean, sometime, but now with this square, with this piece, and you could have blocked the monastery to a 50-50, not just the monastery, but the field expansion as well. I don't know. Joao, are you talking about this monastery and the variance? Yeah, I wouldn't have played this move either. I would have done this here, and then you have lots of curves and straights left to close your monastery. You could have taken the city, and it would be all fine and dandy. Yellow needs the one vanilla over here and still has 3 cows to close their city. Yeah, exactly like I sketched, Otto. Oh, by the way, uh, I mean, interesting farmer would have been over here. There would only be the one piece to block it. But what blue should have done with their straight was this move here. And I don't know why they didn't. Unblockable connection to yellow's fields, road unification, 1 point for your monastery. I mean, this here, terrible mistake. And I think Helge meant the same. Yep. Next farmer hoping to connect. The problem with this here is either it needs 3 pieces up top, or you need a curve or road monastery, and then would support yellow's monastery instead of killing this square. So still 2 cows left. But even if one hits, chances for blue are intact due to this field. But they quite likely need to win the field if if yellow closes their city. Nice attack by yellow, and again they get the perfect piece on their next turn. I mean, can't complain about the deck today here. Actually, is the score correct here? Then blue doesn't need to win the field. They might just need to tie it. And this monastery opens up the secondary route for blue. And they get one of the cows, so only one is remaining. They create another field attacking option up top. And now blue has an easy win here. Just draw the cow and ride your meeple majority to the end. Or try to tie the field, of course. There would be still this option. Mind you, no dagger left, so rather risky. There is no option here anymore. So any protection over here might ring alarm bells on yellow's end. But why this curve like this? I mean, there are no monasteries left. It only adds 1 point. So this sure is a tell that blue isn't going for the field, else they would have used the curve here or there to be able to connect their second farmer. It's a bit all over the place. So creating another field attacking option up top, but not trying to connect with this one. That contradicts itself somehow. Three. Blue's cow was the one placed first. And after that, yellow created this city. But even if you have 4 cows to draw, it might not work sometimes. I witnessed such a game today already. Yeah, Sure, Joao, but why then add this Dorito up top? If you wanna outrun yellow and wanna win fieldless, then this move doesn't accomplish anything for your goals. So 6 points taken away from blue. This here. This here is a must, because once you go there, you'd create this option, which you might need to connect to the main field with the remaining Rotorito. So we'll see. Not a cow, then field attack. Come on. The field is at 18, 21 points. Let's see, 50-50. And does blue hit it? They do, and take the road, and quite likely should win this game. But with a tie, there's a 6-point field on the left side for yellow to take, right? Is there anything better? I don't think there is, so it will be a tie. And blue found a secondary winning condition with, I mean, it's a great find, mind you, but some moves are still very wonky here. This straight, instead of placing it here where yellow's farmer now resides, I mean, come on, you get the perfect tile. So many good points about this one, and then you just waste it. So, well, in the end, blue won. And the best thing about this is we get to witness a decider. Actually, what did yellow get in between? Yeah. Yellow botched it. They got the crossroad. They could have prevented the field attack up top, but they preferred to get a meeple back. Yeah, I think that should be clear mistake. Well, I'll take a look after this match again. Let's hop into the third game. Left side should be the preferred option to prevent this cow and being blocked into the square where only 2 pieces are left. Yellow attacks from the right side as it's harder to attack from the left. Although, is it? Yeah, it should be. 'cause you could use vertical extenders, vertical splitters and extenders on the right side, which you can't use on the left. But with this monastery and yellow threatening to unite the city parts there, one option would be to restrict this square. Again, two starting tiles remaining. Later, of course, not with this curve. Placements like and this one here are always iffy if you have two roads ends next to your monastery or roads next to your monastery plus one of your cities in the vicinity. That's asking for trouble. Adding this road here actually doesn't improve the situation. So that's playing with fire and gets resolved in blue's favor by simply drawing the city cap. Well, I'll take a look at the situation of endgame 2 as well, so no need to fight in the chat here. Yellow prevents this blocking scenario. Now, of course, there would be a restriction from the top available, but like this, for example. Again, there are still 3 daggers left, so nothing to worry about for yellow. Yeah, well, I mean, this square is shared by 4 meeples, and it's you who could profit the most by extending the road. So, again, not ideal. It limits your road continuation on the left side, but of course gives you options to restrict the city. And now the question is, do you go for the content move like this? Sure, 2 extenders gone, 1 cow gone, but then there are still 4 pieces left to connect. Blue plays it safer, taking the hybrid approach, so either they get a field Dorito like this, and then later another Dorito to connect, or they could use the blocking approach. But what they left on the table is this one here. They can't do a move like that, as that would risk this blue meeple as well, and this would be rather likely a mini battle loss to blue, especially if you consider this situation at the bottom. So they go for the restriction, but yellow gets to save the square immediately. I said content move, Joao, meaning this one here with too crazy. I don't know. I mean, why not? Why not? Yeah, I know you know. I mean, this is the better move. Don't get me wrong. I mean, if kids are watching, not everything I sketch here should be tried at home. Just think about it, and this could have worked out completely, killing this square and therefore killing yellow's monastery meeple. It didn't. Now yellow has this nice loop started. Also wise placement. Blue can't, or some cases shouldn't, use the Dorito like this, else they'd risk an immediate block like that. So quite likely blue will have to wait for a big city tile, and then yellow could further restrict the options by attacking blue small city from the top, or of course just draw a big city tile or a Dorito or diagonal splitter for that matter to close the city. So then blue might need to just risk it, or even just play a simple road piece here, which looks wonky, might be wonky, but at least would guarantee that there won't be a total block like this here happening. You might risk the health of this small city though, but I think the upside of frankly playing anything over here with a road or field side to the left might be worth it. I'd be curious what you masters in the chat think about that option. Meanwhile, city development at the bottom, still 2 starting tiles left to close yellow's city, at least on the right side here. They'd still need to draw one of the 2 remaining vanilla caps. So the city with 2 pieces remaining in each square at best has a roughly 50-50 shot being closed, and the problem is this here. Once you close that one or extend it in any way, shape, or form, you'd risk getting killed here. The meeple situation as is might force yellow later to close this one anyway and just YOLO this city. Definitely not a fan of this move. Definitely not a fan. Just wait. Just leave this and this meeple restricted and bound as is, and don't do anything about it. Just be patient. Now you've given your opponent not just the meeple back, but also precious points on top. Best news, blue just got one of the 2 vanillas, so there's only one left for yellow. And even better news, they got their hands on one of the triple city tiles. Now they only need a Dorito here to take the game away. Oh, later, spotter, later. Blue decided to take a field at the bottom and not protect their connection option. Yeah, why not? But I think the upside of protecting this is so great. On the other hand, this here now will be, if it gets closed, a shared city. There won't be happening anything else there. Blue clamps down hard on all available fields and takes away options for yellow to score easy fields here. And with plus 33, yellow needs to draw city caps. For this city, take a 6-point field, take this cap, take this cap. Frankly, I would have taken the cap up top. Just in case you draw more or could block this one, why not? But maybe they want to set up as big a field as possible to take this over with, I don't know, multiple meeples. Oh yeah, sure, over here. Still not connected. And blue only has the one meeple in hand, so they can't really justify adding a second farmer. And that's the other upside of taking this cap up top. As long as you are the side with more meeples in hand, it would be great to kill this square. Now tables have turned and it looks pretty grim for yellow. Blue will equalize their city up top. Also, blue just got the remaining vanilla, therefore this city is dead. And with this, to me it looks like there's only a slim chance yellow will make a comeback in this game. A monastery limited to a 50-50. There's only one right-handed dagger remaining for this square. I mean, yeah, yellow takes 3 points, but still down roughly 20. Helge is partly right. Right now, yellow scores 6, blue scores 12. So field unification would be in yellow's favor, and then taking over this one would swing the game in yellow's favor, but is it enough? So they'd score 15 instead of 6, that's 9. Taking 12 away, that's 21. And the difference is 20 right now, so doesn't really matter for blue. Yep. Thanks for the confirmation, Otto. And that's why, I mean, if it were a cow, yellow might need to close the city, even though this gives 3 points to blue, just to have more ammunition to score more here. For example, this road needs to be scored by yellow once they get their hands on a starting tile. And if they do that, of course, they don't have a meeple left in hand unless one of the two cities up top gets closed or the dagger hits their hand. By the way, dagger, this would be one option. Dagger, then 8-point city, And then field unification, rather like this, and either way at the bottom. And therefore, yellow protects this square just to still have the option to get more meeples. Whoa. Whoa. I don't think that here was the move. Just score the 3 points. Yeah. So Otto is suggesting this here, and looks like he's right. Put all your eggs in one basket, draw the dagger, close the city. Although taking the 4 points puts yellow in a spot where they now could attack at the bottom, and they would connect with the other starting tile. Else they could go here, which would be more precise, because if they only have a 50-50 shot, then taking the one that gets you more points, 1 for the monastery plus 3 for the field, might be the better option. Looks like they knew they wouldn't get the dagger. They should protect. So like this, forcing the 50-50. And then this move here was the self-inflicted wound. There was no need to go there. No need at all. So yellow still counting. Whether they need to do anything at the bottom, and in the end, with over 5 minutes on the clock, Vladimir will solve this. It's not hard at all. And then it will be, again, a 50-50 flip. Either idinidad has the starting tile in hand and will win this game, or not. I mean, much easier is an understatement. Spoiler alert. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah. What is not enough? Taking over the field? Right. He's down 12 points. He would lose 6. No, it's plus 3 then. Or am I wrong? Blue loses 15, yellow loses... No, that's 9 point spread. Right. Oh. Right. You're right, Drow. You're right. But blue wins anyway. And they would have won if tiles were reversed as well. Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah, yellow needed to connect through the dagger. So with this over here, just to add the 1 point for the monastery plus another 3 points for the city on the field. Also, it was unblockable and a 50-50, so the same as this option. No, better than this option, because as we've witnessed, this here, I think there was a blocking chance. Was there? No, there wasn't. Because either blue gets one of the cows or they'd connect immediately. So both were 50-50s, but the left one would have scored 4 additional points. And at -12, with a equalized field in this position, the difference would have been -3. With the city plus 1 point for yellow's monastery, it would have at least been a 1-point win for yellow if, of course, they would have drawn the dagger. Yeah, well, a fitting endgame to this match. All 3 close matches, all 3 definitely not perfect. I think idinidad summed it up correctly. Quite a lot of mistakes, but also quite a lot of tricky to find moves as well. Which 10 points city, Otto? I think you're talking about using the Dorito over here, then the dagger and the starting tile to take with the monastery meeple. Again, it's not even necessary to take the city, because once you add it to the field, the 3 points from the city plus the 1 point extra from this monastery meeple would be enough to secure, or would have been enough to secure a win for yellow. So again, 3 close endgames. Let's start with the first of them. Didn't notice what I wanted to check there, but let's go again. I think that was the one where yellow connected at the top. No, the field connection was the second endgame, right? Yeah, he didn't get the dagger, of course. We all know that, but it was this monastery I wanted to check. But it's about the chances. It's about trying to find the best move. Hypothetically, of course. You can't go for the one permutation we witnessed. You have to check all permutations, and in most cases, just play the move that gives you the best odds or the best equity, the best value, whatever. Of course, it's super annoying if you didn't find the best move and then get in the exact tiles you would have needed to execute this and lose, especially if you lose as a starting player by tie, for example. That sure hurts the most. So the one thing I wanted to check was yellow's monastery. I think didn't comment about this one. Blocking an attack here is definitely nice. Yellow sets this up. Blue sets this up. This monastery square here. Blue protects, hoping, of course, to draw the monastery, but yellow gets it. So Yellow is at plus 13. And they now take this monastery for -1 point. And with their last meeple, let's sketch it. So the problem, I mean, in general, it's okay. The problem is the 4 blocking tiles in the game, plus 2 more that limit your monastery to a 50-50. So these would limit the monastery to the straight. And if blue happens to draw like they did in the game, I don't know if immediately or later, something at the field side, this kills this. The same would go for the straight, as there would be none left. And then you don't have meeples. You can't do anything to score. You won't get this meeple back, and these 2 up top are dead as well. So I'm not convinced this move for yellow was a good one. Because on the other hand, if blue were to get the monastery, they would play a 17-point move, but would only be up by 4 points. So in this case, why not just unite the fields? Why not just go here? I mean, it's still 2 blue versus, why is that a 5? 3 yellow, right? Something is off with my counter, sorry guys. Okay, again, 2 blue, 3 yellow. So effectively, that monastery is a 3-point move right now, because you take away this city from this farmer. And if blue then gets the monastery over here, they'd lose this field as well. So I don't see any reason not to unite the fields right now. This field on the left is at 21 points. Yeah, again, I almost forgot the city on the right side. So the problem is blue's road up top, which is very easy to liberate and would give blue another meeple back. And then it would be all hands on deck for blue to attack the field on the left side. And tying this one would be enough. And with options like this here, for example, once these are united, and maybe some options over here, and we still need to check out what Otto mentioned. Might be still not the best move to unite the fields. So I'm not sure. That's one of these situations where I'm neither happy with the move executed in the game, nor with the alternative. Oh, by the way, yellow's meeple hasn't connected to the main field as of now, and I totally forgot to account for that. So connecting here and using this monastery there would actually result in a plus 13 because both farmers would lose 3 points. Yeah, I'm not sure. If anyone has any opinion whether this move, so let's call it move 1 or move 2, is better, just chime in, please. And then let's check later for the. Where the hell is the sound turned on in replays? Well, the vertical splitter Otto mentioned, which could have been used by blue to set up a possible attacking option. I mean, one thing I see now would be in this here, which would set up something like this, and the connection with the two splitters. So that's more or less the same, except that there's no blocking option. Over here, yellow could use the monastery to kill this, which isn't an option on the left side. But Otto specifically talked about the extender, the splitter. Yeah, of course, this was a prophylactic move, just to take away the 17-point move from blue, but the motivation is clear. The question is, was this the better move than using the suggestion to connect the fields, which would have been a minus 18 move at this point in time, with the upside of then being able to connect to the field again. So, well, both have their merits. So this here was the piece Otto mentioned, with which the unblockable connection is on the left side, of course. Yeah, like this. And then you could use either the extender or the splitter. And there is only one piece with road left, so it's an unblockable 50-50. And the 1 point here doesn't do anything for you, because you need to draw the monastery to win this game. And no matter whether you score the point or not, the monastery would decide it. And creating another option. So let's sketch this. Yellow gets the monastery, temporarily takes away 9 points from from blue, excuse me. So that's 1 plus 9 is 10. A 10-point lead for yellow, but once blue connects on the left side, they still would win this game. So in this case, the only problem would be a situation like this. So let's just take this here. Blue uses this move. Then let's give the splitter to yellow. They just dump it somewhere. Can't really use it here because it might give points to blue. Let's just dump it here to take away this attacking option. By the way, they could use it over here, but then blue would just attack from the bottom. Would work out to the same. So let's just do this. And then blue, what did I want to say? Yeah. Let's use this. So effectively, yellow is still ahead with 1 point. And then that's what I think Otto mentioned before. If blue then gets the monastery, they can't score even a single point with it and would lose by 1 point because they don't get the connection. So this is not better than just hoping to draw the monastery, actually. Or am I missing something? I don't think so. So taking the 1 point and still having this here is better? I don't know. But I think this option doesn't improve the chances of blue here. Yeah, exactly. So let's give the monastery to yellow, then it's more clear cut. Then blue has to attack either here or there. In this case, it doesn't matter. Both are 50-50 shots, but the option on the left side is better because they'd have 2 chances to still attack. Yeah, so bottom line, Otto is spot on about this move. Blue needs to set up this option just in case yellow gets the monastery. Blue could, in 2 out of 3 permutations, create a chance to force a 50-50 on their last turn. Or on yellow's last turn, for that matter. Okay, I think that's enough for this one here. And let's quickly check what did actually happen. Yeah, nothing in the end because blue got the wrong tile. Okay, then let's go to the second end game. I just want to check if my assumption of the crossroad move by yellow is correct. I mean, we've talked at length about blue's straight, which I still don't get, but it is what it is. The setup up top. By the way, was this wrong as well? I wish I could skip back just one move. Nah, this gives too many ninja options to blue like this. So I think, I mean, yellow is in a position where they are with 3-1 meeples on the farm, so just going for the blockiest move of them is fine. Okay, this is definitely nothing to criticize. Blue goes for the field. That's fine. What did yellow do? They go here? No, they didn't, because this doesn't do anything or a lot. Yellow did go for this to force the connection and simulate blue's field on the right side, which would have been, or was, because they were successful with this 6-point gain plus this road here. Blue adds 1 point to the monastery. In this case, at +6, with yellow threatening a move like that for 11 points, maybe even worse, drawing the crossroad, who score 10 and still having a meeple in their hands, trying to go for the completion here to get a second meeple, which they could use later to take this field, for example, or a ruin. Rather this one. Yeah, why not? So yellow takes the road, 11-point swing. And looks like the scrolling tool just broke. Let me refresh. Okay, we're at 119, 128. Blue with the 9-point move up top takes the lead, is at +4, but there's still the threat of the cow out there, and we all know the cow hit in the end. And the question now is what to do with this crossroad. The move I suggested was this one here, or I think you would have to play it like this or this. Which one is better? This one is better, because this one here would give the option to attack the field. In this case, unblockable, except for drawing the connection piece. With curve, unblockable as well. With straight, not unblockable. So actually, you'd have way better chances to attack the field, or blue would have better chances to attack the field, because they could employ more tiles than in the reality we witnessed, where yellow just takes this road here. I think that's correct. So in this case, there is only the chance of blue getting the curve. So that's 1 in 4. Then yellow needs to draw one of these 2 tiles. That's 2 out of 3. So we are at 2 out of 12. And then it's 1 in 2. So that's 2 out of 24, or 1 in 12 chance to successfully execute this year, right? And if yellow were to add this crossroad like this, then this here could be blocked by the curve, not. No, this one won't be used to block. Yellow has to close the city, of course, because they are still behind. So effectively, yeah, good question, Otto. And maybe that was what I had seen originally. This is a total kill. And yeah, this is a must play for yellow. Thanks. For sure. I mean, are there any other options to still attack the field? I don't. Well, there is one over here. This would work, but only in a few cases, namely only the permutation where blue gets a straight, because no, not just a straight, the Dorito as well. And then the connection with the curve. Yeah. Even unblockable with this Dorito, because yellow has to close their city. Again, they are still behind and need to score points. And then blue might connect with the curve. Okay, so just taking the points from the road seems to be a mistake when you could block this connection option. But is it really? If you kill this option, you have the 50-50, but again, it's not a 50-50 because blue could still connect from the left field. So you could kill this connection by just unifying over here. Again, you would have to live with the 1 in 12 chance up top. And in addition to this 1 in 12, there would be this option for blue, which is a 1 in 12 as well, because they need to hit a specific tile and then another specific tile, the curve, to connect to the field. Also, there is this option, which is a 1 in 12 then too, drawing the curve and needing the straight to connect. So bottom line, if played over here, actually the chances are better for blue, because yellow still needs the cow. So we only need to check permutations where they actually get the cow. Or no, not. There's also an option like this here. Yellow gets to close the road for 2 points. Blue is stuck on a 3-point field. So blue would be at +5. But then yellow would get the straight, and they can't score 6 points with a straight. So this doesn't matter. And in the other cases, like this one here, if blue were to attack like this, hoping for the curve, then this would be a win for yellow, even if they don't get the cow. They'd score 2 points, and in the end would just score 3 points with the road up top for a 1-point win, if I'm not mistaken. Oh well. Definitely a tricky endgame. So I'm still not sure which of these three moves yellow should have played, but I guess the best one still was just up top. Because just adding 1 point here, plus getting the meeple back, you are still down at -3. The best that could happen to you would be this curve for 9 points. But in that case, if you don't get your cow, this was a shielded cow, if I remember correctly, then blue could just take this ruin here for the win. Ooh. I don't know, man. I need to write all this down and check the odds again. This is just too much to do this on the back of an envelope. Was there anything in the third game? Let's just check. This here, yeah, again. -19, this one. So for one, that's the monastery situation. At this point in time, blue is up 20. They have a 12-point field versus the 6-point field by yellow. So by uniting these two fields, they actually gain 1 point. This monastery scores 1 point extra. This here scores 6, but I'm wrong again. No, I'm not wrong again. This is 1 point. Yellow's farmer scores now 15, blue's farmer as well, of course. So blue's farmer gained 3 points, yellow's farmer gained 9 points. The monastery is worth 6. The other one scores 1 point. So bottom line, it's 1 point net for blue. Sure, if yellow gets their hands on a starting tile, they might take this road. No, they won't. They definitely won't, because this wouldn't give them the win. So you won't get a meeple back in your blue here unless you get one of the cows or one of the starting tiles. It's very unlikely to not draw any of the 4. I don't think this will happen in a lot of games. I'm pretty sure it won't happen in a lot of games. So the only chance for blue here, I think, is, or the better chance is just to take points on the right side instead of going for this connection, which sets them up to fail in this game. Yellow scores the 4 points, which to me is fine. But let's check again. So they are at -21, and in this case, going over here when there are still chances or good chances for blue to get a meeple back, I think would be a mistake. So taking the 4 points in my book is a good option. And ID just dumps this piece, and now that's the move I think should have been played like this, just going what is here, which is a 50-50 with 4 tiles remaining. And in this case at -18 would give you the 15-point field plus 3 points for this city, plus 1 point for your monastery, and secure you the win. Well, they didn't. They went for this option, and in the end it was a tie. Okay, folks, that's it. So 71st is out of this tournament, and idinidad will play versus Big Nacho 610. Anything else today? Yeah, there is Crafty Raf versus Karmaris later on, which I still intend to cover, and we'll see on the next days when the schedule is more complete. Thanks for tuning in. See you around. Bye bye.